Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Whoever stops by to join me, thank you for coming in. I just thought I would share something that just, not really just happened, but it was a conversation that just happened. Hey, Lady S, I am good. Thank you. I am doing really well. Want to get my G baby, my Tinky. Want to get my G baby. I don't know about y'all, but where I don't know about wherever you are, but it is freaking hot where I am. Okay. Yes, I'm doing well. Doing much better. Much better. Hey, pound for pound, what's up, nephew? Nephew. Okay, so I'm about to start driving, but I'm gonna wait for a few minutes. Hit the like button on your way in, would you please? Hit the like button. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me all right. Because I have the air conditioner on. On what show? What show? Okay, you can hear me. Pound for pound, what show you talking about? Let me know what show you're talking about. So, this is TT's Car Chronicles, episode 5. I didn't see it. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I have no idea. I have no idea. I didn't see it. But I'm coming to... Black Man and Just Jay. I have no idea. I didn't see it. I guess I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. I have no idea. I have no idea. Uh-oh. You said, oh my God. Ugh. Oh my, you said, oh, not oh my God, but oh my God. That must have been serious. Uh-oh, okay. Oh my Jesus. Okay. Whew. Well, no, I didn't know nothing about that. I guess it's probably best. I hate to see. It's just been getting too much. And interestingly enough, that's what brings me to today's Car Chronicles. I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and we were talking about how we encountered each other. Okay, we started off as co-workers, and we didn't start off too well. we didn't start off too well. So thus the title, If You Wrong, Own It. Okay, so here's what happened. For all my people who know Golden Girls, picture it. The year is 2015. I've been doing this job, this particular job, about 3.5 years. Human resources, labor and employee relations, so dealing with the unions, but also, disciplinary actions and all that kind of stuff. Terminations. Supporting my organization of about, 1,000. It was just little old me doing that, okay? So I've been doing it for about 3 years. And as the organization was growing, they needed, they were going to promote the position. So when the position came, when the position was advertised, everybody kept saying, TJ, that's yours because you've been doing the job. It's yours. And then I wouldn't take anything for granted, but I figured I had a pretty good chance of it because, again, I was the only one that had been doing the job. Okay? And not only had I been doing the job, I had been doing it at a high level of excellence. And those weren't my words, those were their words. So I applied for the job like, everybody. I didn't, assume that it was a given, so I applied like everybody else, went through the, interview process and so forth and so on. And I have to admit, I thought I had a better chance than most because it was the exact same job. It was just being promoted, right? Lo and behold, they didn't select me for the position. So that was a quandary for me, because my question became, if I'm the only one that has been doing this job, and the first opportunity for promotion, I'm not selected, what do you expect me to do, because there's only one position for that particular job? So I guess they thought about it, because I'm like, am I expected to train the person that you sought to hire over me, even though I'm the only one that has been doing the job for the past 3 years, and you said that I was the subject matter expert? So that sets the foundation. So once they thought about the error of their ways, they decided to select me as well. Okay? So there were going to be 2 of us doing the job that I had been doing by myself. No problem. So they were going to divide the duties between the 2 of us. But what started to happen is they started to give the other person more of the responsibility than me, even though, again, I had been doing the job single-handedly for the 3 years prior. So suffice it to say, I was a bit territorial. And so was she. So we didn't start off well at all. I felt like she was questioning challenging my work. I felt like she was trying to usurp my authority and responsibility. She felt likewise. I guess I had in the window, so put a 1 in the chat if I'm back. I might have to edit this. Okay, so where I left off was, before it cut off, is that I was a bit territorial. I felt like she was trying to take over. I felt that she was questioning my work ethic, not my work ethic, but who was responsible for what, basically. And she felt the same. So, we were having some problems, and it was not going well. And I will say, because I felt territorial and I felt that I had been slighted out of a position that I deserved, even though they came back and fixed it, per se, by hiring me as well for the position, I felt that I had been slighted to the extent that the work that I had been doing single-handedly for 3.5 years, and then had to be not only divided, but it seemed like she was getting the majority of the assignments and the high profile, or the more detailed, or the more complex, for lack of a better word, cases. So I was offended by that. So we kept getting in each other's way, to say the very least. We kept getting in each other's way. She was strong-willed. I was strong-willed. The difference is I was a lot more vocal. And so it came a time that we bumped heads, to a point that we had to have a meeting with our boss, who was the deputy director at the time. And we're in the office with him, and it's not going well. It's not going well at all. So she's getting at me, I'm getting at her. So finally I said, you know what? I'm sorry. Let's begin again. I said, I'm sorry. You did nothing wrong. You did the exact same thing I did, which was apply for the position. And I said, I'm sorry, let's begin again. And we did. And when I tell you, she is one of my closest friends now. Once I said, that opened the door to not only a better working relationship, it opened the door to a friendship. We became known in our center as a dynamic duo. They didn't want to see neither one of us coming because they knew what time it was. They knew when it came to labor and employee relations, reasonable accommodations, disciplinary action. They knew that we had each other's back. They knew that one would pick up the slack for the other. And so just by saying, you know what, I'm sorry, let's begin again. So my point being is, you can get a whole lot and change the whole direction of a relationship by just saying, I apologize. Let's start over. Especially, and it happened to me again. It happened to me again. I was an instructor, leadership development instructor, and went to this agency, within the agency, and met another strong-willed woman. Just so happened she was prior Army, just like me. Prior senior leadership, just like me. Now, we didn't have the same position, but she did. She was an instructor like I was, but she had an additional responsibility. And because she is that kind of person that kind of wants to take care of everything and everybody, it came off as if she was trying to control everything. Okay? But I didn't know that because I was relatively new. She was just, doing her thing, very detail oriented. But suffice it to say, we bumped heads at first. So we're in a meeting, and because I can be pretty slick mouth, I admit that. I can be antagonistic when I want to, or shall we say inner bitch. And because I felt like, I'm like, you're doing too damn much. You need to slow your roll. So instead of just saying that, again, we weren't friends or whatever. I just was being, just catty. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 wow. So finally, I said, we need to have a meeting. We need to have a discussion because I don't do texting and all that kind of stuff. But let's sit down and meet. So we wanted a third party in there, just in case things got crazy. So as we're talking, again, I know I can be rather, I don't know. I'm not going to say a bully because I'm not, but I know I can be condescending when I want to be, and I can be very flippant. So there was a point that the conversation was going there, and this, and she was saying to me, well, I'm just trying to help, and nobody asked me if I need anything or how my day is going, and this, that, and the other. And I said, well, it's hard to ask someone if they need help when they seem like they can do everything or they want to do everything. So when you seem like you got it, why would somebody ask you for help? Ask if you need help. Because it's hard to try to be there for somebody who makes it seem like they got it all on lock. And so the conversation was not going well. So by this time, she got really emotional, was getting ready to leave. Very emotional, very upset, and was getting ready to leave. And I said, hold up. I said, you know what? I was wrong. If I felt the way that I felt, I should have come to you before acting this catty. I should have just said that. I'm sorry. Let's begin again. Like this. Like that. So we had what they call a crucial conversation. For all my leadership gurus out there who know what that's about. We had a crucial conversation, had to get it out on the line and talk about it. I was reading her wrong, she was reading me wrong, but guess what? One of us had to be the bigger person and say, you know what, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I never mind doing that. Because again, going back to the leadership episode I did a few days ago, that's leadership. That's leading by example. That's leading by example because we don't get it right all the time. We just don't. But am I going to be a woman enough or man enough to say, you know what? I'm tripping. I was wrong. I shouldn't have acted that way. You know? And shop work, there have been a couple of times that I have been resolute in some of my positions as it relates to Kay in the past, and I would apologize. You know, whether I would apologize in their group chat or if I came up on the platform to apologize, because I've always said that if I am, you know, so bold to challenge you or to, you know, get at you in public or disrespect you in public or undermine you or whatever you want to call it. If I'm willing to do that in public, I am also willing to apologize in public. That's leadership. How many of y'all have known that you were wrong about something, but y'all gonna dig in and I'm like, I ain't saying I'm sorry, F you. I don't give a damn. How many of y'all done that? Anybody? Anybody know that you're wrong, but you're gonna dig in? Because some people think admitting that you're wrong is weakness. Anybody done that? You know, and it's also freeing. It's also freeing because again, when we get to a point in our lives that we can't admit our foibles, you know, we've stopped growing. We've stopped growing. We've stopped growing. If we get to a point that no matter what, when all the evidence shows us that we crossed the line, are we going to just say, well, ain't no turning back now, I'm digging in? Are we going to do that? Or are we going to say, you know, you know what, go to that person or persons that I may have offended or wronged and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done it, let's begin again. I'm grateful, you know, I'm grateful for this sense of, that's real accountability. You know, people keep throwing around that A word a lot. But I will submit to you, some don't really know what that means. It sounds cute. It sounds really cute. But what are you prepared to do when you drop the ball? When you're wrong? Are you going to say, you know what? And, you know, as opposed to, I made a mistake, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Anybody? To my girlfriend today or a couple of days ago, and we were just recounting it because, you know, she's still working at that same, actually both of them have gotten promoted since I left those respective jobs. And we're just talking about how, you know, grown up, okay? Now that's real grown up stuff right there. Grown up. So, now that's grown up stuff. And because it's grown up stuff, I taught my daughter that. because she's a lot like me. Very opinionated, can be kind of snarky, you know, quick-witted, quick-mouthed, you know, because your first line of defense, you know, you're gonna hold yours down. But when you dial it back and you analyze the behavior, analyze the situation, you ask yourself, was I right or was I wrong with that? In my case, in those two instances, I was wrong. And I said I was wrong. As I end this brief broadcast, examine yourself. Examine yourself. If you're wrong, say, I'm wrong. Own it. And let's begin again. Until next time. Ciao for now.